allows me to experience what it's like to be independent, away from my parents. It pushes me to make better decisions when no one else was by myself. And mostly it's about budgeting because there's a lot of things you will want to spend while you're abroad. The different clothes you want to buy, the different food that you want to try. But part about studying abroad is about budgeting. You need to spend your money wisely on a given budget so you wouldn't run out of money at the end of the semester. And not only that, you would have enough money left to go on the last trip to a place that you've never been to before at the end of the semester before going back home. And to those who are thinking about studying abroad, you should definitely go because there's no better time to do that than now. Because as a college student, you have a lot of time on hand. You don't have the responsibility that you might have later on in life when you have a job and other different responsibilities. That doesn't give you the luxury to have the freedom to go to a completely different country, to stay there for a long period of time. And studying abroad allows you to learn many new things and allows you to grow as a person. And it gives you the opportunity to be independent. But the biggest myth about studying abroad is about affordability. You actually just pay the same amount that you pay at BC. The financial aid it transfer overs if you have any beforehand. And the difference between costs usually comes down to the program you want to go to because the different living costs, the cost of living and the cost of the program varies between countries. There's a whole list of the costs on BC's website, so you can check that out if you want further details. And in my case, it was actually a little bit cheaper because I went to South Korea. And even if your program is on the more expensive side, there are scholarships that you can apply to, such as the Fund Scholarship. But if you want to apply for scholarship, you should look at the deadlines carefully because different scholarships have different deadlines and vary like all the way from the beginning of the semester to the end of the summertime of next year. Um, and the second myth is about you have to know the host country's language to be able to study abroad. You don't actually have to know anything about the language to be able to have a great time abroad. You will get more out of your time abroad if you know the language. But even if you don't know the language, most countries can speak English. But you have to be patient with the locals because it's not their native language. So you have to speak a little bit slower and don't get frustrated with them. And when I studied abroad in South Korea, I did know a little bit of Korean beforehand, but it's not enough for me to communicate in Korean entirely. So I mostly use English and I was fine in most cases. So you shouldn't let the language barrier stopping you from going to your program.